I thought we were going to do this game without mouthpieces. What the hell is that?
Somebody's moving something.
The St. Louis Cardinals have a season's record of 5 wins and 10 losses. Last week, Mike Lloyd got in the game at quarterback and placed the injured Jim Hart. A pitch to Otis Anderson. Otis Anderson is the main man in the running game of the Cardinals, one of the top rushers in the National Football Conference. The Washington Redskins also have a record of 5 wins and 10 losses. Last week against the New York Giants, Joe Theismann took the ball, rolled to the right, hit Bobby Hammond for a touchdown that won the game for the Redskins over the Giants 16-13. So the standings in the NFC East find the St. Louis Cardinals and the Redskins 5 and 10. The winner today finishes third in the NFC East. At Bush Memorial Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri, it's the Washington Redskins and the St. Louis Cardinals. Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Sonny Jurgensen here. Temperature is 21 degrees. It's a cold day. Sonny, how do ball players feel about a game in which there isn't a great deal riding on the outcome?
Well, it's the kind of game you can go out and have a lot of fun in, Lindsey. It doesn't mean anything, but everybody has to give 100% because if you give less than that, that's when you get injured. I'd asked Darren Talbot earlier if he felt that this was an important game for the Redskins to win.
For our organization, for Jack Pardee, for the assistant coaches, for a lot of the people that run our organization, this is definitely a game that we must win in order for them to assure themselves of a job next year. It looks like it's going to maybe go down to this one game that we have to win.
Well, we know how a Redskin feels about it. How do you think the Cardinals feel?
Well, there's no love lost between the Cardinals and the Redskins, and they embarrassed themselves in Washington, being shut out 23-0 earlier in the year. I asked Dan Deerdorf, the offensive tackle, if he felt it was an important game for the Cardinals.
I don't think it's something I'll hang my hat on during the offseason, but it's, I guess, from a scheduling standpoint, and more importantly, I think just going out on a positive note. This is a game you've got to live with for the next 6 months until you go to training camp, and believe me, I've won the last one, I've lost the last one, and it's a lot easier to spend those 6 months when you've won the last game of the year.
Mike Lloyd's going to get his first NFL start, although Jim Hart did warm up today.
Well, Hart was only going to play if he could throw the ball long. He had problems in warm-ups trying to throw the ball long. Lloyd will get his first start, as you said. I'll tell you, important game for that young man because he's trying to prove to the coaches that he can play quarterback in the National Football League.
And so now Neil O'Donoghue is teeing the ball up. The Washington Redskins have won the toss they have elected to receive. O'Donoghue will kick it off from the 35-yard line, and Mike Nelms has dropped back center deep to field the kickoff for the Washington Redskins. There's the whistle of referee McCarty. Ball is in the air as Nelms waits. He takes it to the 9-yard line. Nelms to the 10 to the 15. Nelms upended at the 18-yard line. On the tackle, it was Randy Love. So it is first and 10. Washington Redskins start at their own 18-yard line. And there are the wide receivers. Backs for the Washington Redskins.
When you're looking at the offensive line, Terry Hermeling's really got the flu bug, but it looks, and I see him on the starting lineup, and he is starting in their tackle.
Heisman brings them up. Heisman dropping back to pass on the first play, and he is sacked on the first play. It was Pollard, Bob Pollard, who got to him.
Pollard and Baker, the linebacker Baker also getting in there. There's the defensive line. The Cardinals are only down to 4 defensive linemen. They brought in another guy this week, but I doubt if he'll play any. The linebackers Niels, McIntyre, Favron, and Arneson.
Second down and 20 yards to go with the ball on the 8-yard line. Give it on the ground, and it's moved out to about the 13-yard line as Ken Green came in to make the tackle, along with Stone.
Curious to see what kind of defense the Cardinals are going to play against the Redskins today. I don't think they're going to go to a lot of nickel coverage and do a lot of matching up. They're going to play them straight away because they really are beat up defensively.
Bobby Hammond and net a running back. Hammond and Clarence Harmon. Eisman dropping back to throw. And it is completed. It is taken by Ricky Thompson. And they look now for a possible first down yardage.
Well, what an excellent throw by Theismann this time. He hits Thompson right on the break, just as he comes out of the break. Excellent pass protection. Has a nice pocket to deliver the ball in. And just as soon as Thompson got his eyes around, the ball was there. And I think it's setting up a fourth down. Not quite enough for the first down.
1 yard short, and so the punting unit has come on now. Mike Connell, who has averaged 39.5, is in to do the punting for the Washington Redskins. Willard Harrell is dropped back deep. Willard Harrell will field the punt for the St. Louis Cardinals. Back in the sunshine. Kicker is in shadow. Harrell moves up at the 38-yard line. Jitterbugs trying to find somewhere to go. And now he gets to the 41-yard line, and that is where the Cards will start first and 10 at their own 41-yard line. It was Pete Wysocki downfield to make the tackle.
There's the offense at the tackle of the Cardinals. Mel Gray, Dave Steep starting today in place of Pat Tilley, who's caught 68 passes, but he is put down on the injured reserve. The offensive line, Collins, Cota, Brahani, Bostic, and Dan Deardorff.
Mike Lloyd in his first NFL start as at quarterback. Lloyd's going to pass on his first play, and he's trying to hit Mel Gray, but it's incomplete.
Well, there's the example right there of an inexperienced quarterback. He threw the ball right into the double coverage. Tony Peters had his back going after the receiver, or he could have intercepted it.
There are the stats on Mike Lloyd. Came in last week in relief of Jim Hart, who sustained rib injuries.
Pretty good idea to come out and throw that ball on first down, though, and get a feel for the game.
Second down and 10 yards to go. Otis Anderson and Wayne Morris are the setbacks. Mel Gray in motion. He'll go all the way across. Anderson carry. And he gets to the 46 for 5 yards. Paul Smith coming in to make the tackle. 3rd and 5.
As the defensive line of the Redskins, Lords Butts, Paul Smith, and Coy Bacon. Dusick, Olkowitz, and Coleman at the linebackers. And the secondary that's the best in the National Football Conference, Parrish, Lavender at the corners, Peters and Murphy at the safeties.
Jeff Lee's in the ball game, and a wide receiver. Theodis Brown is into the running back for the St. Louis Cardinals. Theodis Brown and Otis Anderson. For Mike Lloyd, the quarterback. Lloyd. He is sacked. Welcome to the National Football League. He's at the 39-yard line. Coy Bacon, number 79.
They fooled him. They had double coverage and on the nickel coverage that time, and he tried to go. Kenny Houston playing probably, in all possibilities, his last game. As you see Bacon come in and make the sack. Was in on the nickel coverage that time, and he had the receiver shut down.
Larry Swider's in to do the punting. He has averaged 41.7. Mike Nelms is deep to field it. Swider gets it off. Nelms moves up at the 29-yard line. He has it. He's going nowhere. He's pulled back. So the Washington Redskins will get the ball for the second time. They will have it 1st and 10. There is no score so far in this ball game. Rod Phillips on the last tackle.
Need your help. Is it me or my 1981 Toyota Corolla? Watch. See what I mean? I know Corolla looks like a million, got plenty of style, not to mention a peppy 1.8-liter engine. But I ask you, is it me or my Toyota Corolla?
Give me a ride to the library?
Tell me, was it me or my Toyota Corolla?
Oh, what a feeling! Your Corolla! Toyota!
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Tide's just right. That'll be a full moon. Hardly any wind. And the Lowenbrow's cold. Sure beats the office.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Sure hope the fish don't bother us.
Redskins have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, and it's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals and the National Football League is prohibited. Those guys are taking up Bobby Hammond, and they had a running back. And it's taken up to the 29-yard line. Bobby Hammond with a gain of about a yard.
Guess Hammond getting an opportunity to play today from his good showing in the second half against the Giants last week.
Mark Arneson in there on the last tackle for the St. Louis Cardinals. Cards deploy their defense.
Yeah, they've had to adjust their defensive line. They've moved people around all over the place. Got people playing out of positions.
Out of the I formation, Theismann rolling with the ball. Throws it on the run, and it's complete to Hammond. Going to be marked, I think, for a first down when they put it down up there near the 38, 39-yard line. Carl Allen on the corner made the stop.
Last possession, Theismann got sacked. They come right back and get him out of the pocket this time. Throwing the ball on the move. Can be very close to a first down.
Just short.
Are you as cold as I am, Lindsey?
It is cold. It's a cold day in St. Louis, believe me.
It was warmer down on the field. Believe me.
It's warmer almost anywhere. Ball is spotted at the 38. They need about a foot. And they get the first down. Hammond picked it up.
You see Terry Hermelin going back, number 75 there. Had dinner with him last night, and he was coming down with a flu bug at that time, and understand that it has hit him, and I'm surprised that he's in there starting.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Redskins. Arnott going to a wide right. John Warren's in a wide left. Running backs are split. Last short drop. Hartmark incomplete. The rookie from Syracuse who has 53 receptions and 1 touchdown.
Notice that Monk was a little out of control that time. He'd taken a bump from the up man, and Theismann tried to split the zone on that side. If Art had had a little better balance that time and could have regained his balance, he'd have made the reception.
Ken Harrison brings in the next play. Joins the huddle. St. Louis Cardinals make their defensive adjustments.
Well, the Saints got their first win last week, and they're leading New England today, 7-0. It's in the first quarter.
A lot of playoff possibilities hinge on the outcome of that one. Dropping back is Theismann. Going long, and it is complete to Harrison. Gathered it in. Ken Harrison. Ken Stone covering defensively. So the play that he brought in was throw it to me, except there's a penalty marker, and they're going to bring it back.
Something the Redskins haven't done a lot this year, and that is go long. They call a post pattern. They execute it. And look what happens. They have to bring it all back.
Gordon McCarter is the referee assigned here today from the National Football League. Penalty is being marked off against the Washington Redskins. This microphone is frozen just like we are.
And I'm sure that offensive tackle is very happy about it. It was number 70-something.
Sounds like he's got the microphone.
Second and 20. Here's Hammond carrying. Got about a yard. Pollard coming in to make the tackle.
When you throw that long pass, you have to protect the quarterback. And that time and the time before that, when it takes a little longer to deliver that ball. And that was the reason they got called for the holding pattern. Maybe that's one of the reasons Joe Walden has gone to the high percentage type pass throughout the year.
3rd and 19 at the 31-yard line. No score in the ball game. We're in the first quarter here in St. Louis, Missouri. Buddy Hardeman's in there now in that backfield of the running back for the Washington Redskins. Dropping back is Theismann. Where to go? This way and that way. And he throws, and it is complete, taken by Hardeman. Buddy Hardeman across the 30, and he goes out of bounds. And they picked up 4 yards on the play. A gain of 4 in all of that. Calvin Favron was putting the pressure on him and chasing him around back there. The punting unit is coming on, so you saw Theismann leaving. Mike Connell is coming in to do the kicking. Willard Harrell has come on to return it for the St. Louis Cardinals.
I don't think there are any good 3rd and 19 plays. I've never come up with a call for 3rd and 19. You might get lucky once in a while, but not often.
That looked like the Theismann in his early days at Notre Dame. He was known as the scrambler.
You have to say that very carefully around him. He doesn't like to hear that.
Harrell retreating at the 19-yard line. Where to go? Not there because there's somebody already there. And that's at the 15-yard line where it'll be marked. And it was Rick Walker, along with Monty Coleman. 45-yard punt. And when play is resumed here, it'll be 1st and 10 for the St. Louis Cardinals. They'll have the ball at their own 15-yard line. There is no score.
What a night! Blizzards in Alaska, typhoons in Tahiti, this close to a 747. And those snacks the kiddies leave, peanut butter in Poughkeepsie, Bloodwurst in Bavaria. Oh, it's good to be home.
For headache and upset stomach, nothing works better, nothing is more soothing than Alka-Seltzer. No wonder it's America's home remedy.
Eggnog in Amsterdam, plum pudding in London.
Consumers are still troubled by high financing rates. And today...
Now for some good news. Announcing an incredible 12% annual percentage rate financing program at your Ford dealer on beautiful new 81 Ford Granadas, Mustangs, and Thunderbirds. 12% could save you hundreds of dollars. But hurry, you must take delivery by February 7th at your participating Ford dealer.
12% annual percentage rate financing. Now that is good news.
I'm Bill Russell.
And I'm Rick Barry, and we hope that you'll join us on Christmas Day right here from Madison Square Garden when the
Celtics beat up on the Knicks. You don't need this.
We'd like to wish you the very best in season's greetings from all of us at CBS Sports. Sonny, you ready for Christmas?
I haven't done any shopping yet. I haven't had an opportunity to. Have you?
No, not yet. It's going to get close, isn't it? The St. Louis Cardinals with the ball 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Mike Lloyd getting his first start here today. Motion across. Anderson. Otis Anderson to the 16 for 1. 2nd down and 9 yards to go. Paul Smith in to make the tackle.
Weren't a good tackle that time by Smith, too. Catching Anderson before he could sneak outside. He was trying to duck back outside. Boy, another important score. The Vikings scored a touchdown. Tommy Kramer to Joe Simpson. They missed the extra point. Another game that has a bearing on the wild card team.
Doesn't it though? Second down play coming. Right, gives it this down to the first man through. And it is taken by Wayne Morris. Out there near the 24-yard line, Rich Malott. And on the tackle.
You take a look at this from ground level, straight up the middle. Little trap play. Find a little daylight. Of course, when you play against the Cardinals, everyone's keying. Number 32, Otis Anderson, and you get a pretty good result when you give the ball to Wayne Morris.
Third down and 2 yards to go. Morris in the left set. Anderson looking for 2. And he gets it. First and 10. St. Louis Cardinals with a first and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Where they had to play defense perfectly and just excellent running by Otis Anderson to sneak back in there and get enough for the first down.
Mark Murphy brought him down. 6 minutes, 28 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter.
Anderson's already rushed for 1,230 yards going into this last game. Another big year for him.
Game time temperature here in St. Louis, 21 degrees. Boyd looking. It's completed. Big Dave Butts is there in the bunch as well.
The ball was almost completed to Wayne Morris on the screen pass. He juggled the ball, and Joe Bostic, the guard, almost made the reception on a tip ball. Said we have a brother act going here today. Joe Bostic going against his brother Jeff Bostic, the center for the Redskins.
Second down and 10 yards to go with the ball at the 27. Del Gray coming to a wide right. Anderson. Across the 30, across the sideline marker. Be marked at about the 32 or 3. Tony Peters over there along with Jarris White defensively.
Here's a draw play, looking at it from behind the quarterback. Play designed to go up the middle. You see that everybody playing off the block. Butts played off his block well. Tony Peters comes up, takes good position. Takes a little stiff arm there from Anderson. Anderson going toward the sidelines, knocked out of bounds by Jarris White. Here's Dave Butts. What a horse. Coming back, good pursuit angles that time.
Third and 4. Anderson's carried 4 times for 17 yards. That's he in motion. Penalty marker on the play. There's a penalty marker here. That's the Otis Brown. Formerly of UCLA, found an opening, but there is a marker, and the official lost the cap into the bargain.
See what the call we have here.
Tony Kramer, the umpire, is the fella who's reorganizing himself.
Offsides, Washington. And you see Coy there complaining.
Offside. Number 79, defense, penalty decline, first return.
Roy Bacon.
That's why he was complaining. He got called for all sides. Rahaney makes a good block this time on Butts. You see Butts rolling, coming back out of there. They created a big cavity up the middle. Following the block, Cotton. Good piece of running by Otis Brown.
Saw Tony Kramer, the umpire, go down in the stack there. First and 10 at the 48-yard line for the Cardinals. Lloyd has it. Complete. Wayne Morris out there in the flat.
He had a wide open Wayne Morris, and he just, look at him, he's really disgusted with himself. Morris was wide open. Nobody had covered him, and he just threw the ball into the ground.
It is second down and 10 yards to go.
Raiders leading the Giants 3-0. Chris Park kicked a 41-yard field goal.
Raiders are still in the hunt for playoff berth, of course.
Cincinnati's leading Cleveland 3-0 also in the first quarter.
Motion across. Dave Steve. Anderson. Stopped at the 46-yard line. Paul Smith.
A lot of people in football think that number 32 right there can change directions better than anybody in the league. He can go from one position in running and go completely in another direction quicker than anybody in football. There may be stronger runners, more consistent runners, but not in changing directions.
Here's a big game. The Bengals are leading the Browns 3-0. Browns have got to win it. They're going to get in the postseason playoffs. Dropping back now. Mike Lloyd. Incomplete and might have been intercepted. He hit Lee, the intended receiver.
He hit Whiteboard right in the chest that time. Look at Jarris. He just played the play perfectly. Ball was not thrown in a good rhythm this time. He had good protection to throw the football. Just wasn't ready to throw it. Right at the end, he got some pressure, but that did not affect his throw.
Larry Swider's in to do the punting, and Mike Nelms has dropped back to field it for the Washington Redskins, standing at his own 10-yard line. No score, 5.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. High trajectory, left sideline. Down there around the 15-yard line. So it'll be brought to the inbounds marker and spotted.
I think it's very obvious in watching this game as it's going on. It's that a lot of people aren't going just through the motion. They're out to play and win a football game.
Thanks to a remarkable new data communication system, at the touch of a button, a broker anywhere in the country can now get not only stock quotes, but financial statements and business news reports. Even customer portfolios.
Gee.
No, GTE.
Come, drive in the fourth dimension. Experience the four-wheel drive edge of the American Eagle. Feel our four wheels bite into bone-dry pavement, slice through rain, eat up snow. The American Eagle takes your family with confidence where it's never been before. And introducing an all-new high gas mileage Eagle with a list price of only $59.95. Experience driving in the fourth dimension with the American Eagles from American Motors.
Monday, Flo's plans for a hot Christmas Eve turn to ice.
Mayday! Mayday!
When she's marooned in Earl's barn. Bah! Flo, Monday.
Now the score, the Saints now leading the Patriots 10-0 still in the first quarter. Benny Ricardo field goal.
First and 10 for the Redskins at their own 17-yard line. Eisman with the ball. And it is deflected and almost intercepted. Harmon had it pop up out of his hands, and Royce Brown was putting the pressure on and almost intercepted. Royce Brown, 69, right there. Man, would he ever have been in the position if he had come up with the football?
The only thing he does is jump too soon for the football. The ball would have come down to him, looked like a man going after a rebound. Watch the ball go up in the air. He jumps. He just mistimes the ball, or he has an easy interception. It would have really been a big break for the Cardinals.
Second and 10 at the 17 for the Redskins. They send Art Monk far to the left side. And they're sending Ken Harrison far to the right side. Running backs in the eye. Harrison in motion. So Bobby Hammond out to the 24-yard line. In a 7, it'll be 3rd and 3. Ken Stone, Roger Worley on the tackle for the Cards.
That Minnesota-Houston game now is 6-3 in favor of Minnesota. Tony Fritz kicked a 23-yard field goal to get the Oilers on the board.
I'm sure that most fans are aware that there are playoff implications in a good many of these scores that we're passing along.
I certainly don't want to get into what they are.
No, we don't have time to get into the details of all of them. Hammond has carried 5 times for 18 yards so far. Short drop, gunned out to the 30-yard line for a 1st and 10. Lee Nelson on the tackle.
Good play that time. They split out Don Warren, the tight end. He becomes a slot one side, go with the tight end wide to the other side, and just throw him a little hitch pattern where you have to make a tackle on him because he's a big man to bring down, 6'4", 236.
30th reception of the year for tight end Don Warren for the 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. They're doubling Monk and Harrison to the left side. Hammond. A little lead from the tackler. He's at the 34, and the tackler was Rush Brown.
Watch number 69, Rush Brown, just inside at 52, the linebacker. He's usually the nose guard. They said he's played well at every position they've put him at this year. You saw the great pursuit that time, chasing the play from behind.
2nd down and 5. The ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Hammond. 1 yard to the 36-yard line. Where it'll be 3rd down and 4. Mark Arneson in to make the tackle.
After the ball carrier, tackled by Baker, assisted by McIntyre.
Oakland now leading the New York Giants 10-0. Still in the first quarter, 4 minutes remaining.
Report to the first aid room.
No score here with 2:52 left to play in the first quarter. Harmon ahead of Hammond. Now Harmon in the right set for the Redskins. 395. Goes Eisman. Well, he sheds a tackle. He sheds 2. But he cannot shed 3. And he is pulled down by Arneson. Arneson finally got him after he had shed 2 other tacklers. Ball got away. Taken by the St. Louis Cardinals, and it'll be 1st and 10 Cards just inside the 30-yard line.
Now that is a big judgment call. Watch Theismann go back this time. A tough call for the official. When is he in the grasp? How are they going to protect the quarterback? Right then, could have been blown dead. Theismann comes out running. Again, he gets in the grasp as he's running, and they come up with a fumble recovery. Bill Acker is the man that comes up with it. Watch Mark Arneson chasing him down. He's the one that causes the fumble.
This is Harmon carrying. Cardinals pick up 5. Penalty marker goes down at the 25-yard line. The infraction is reported to referee McCarter. Holding is indicated against the St. Louis Cardinals. Flag was thrown by one official directly in front of another who turned and looked over his shoulder to say, where'd that come from?
Well, you keep thinking about that quarterback, and look at the club right here. That's a Dave Butts. And he's got that thing all over his hand. He's got to kill somebody with that thing if he starts swinging it.
Holding, number 87, offense, repeat 1st down.
Still having a little trouble with the atmospheric conditions.
Dave said last week he doesn't even sleep with his wife anymore because he's scared he's going to roll over and injure her with it.
Might not be entirely his decision. 1st and 20 and dropping back. Lloyd's pass to Anderson incomplete.
That was the same type of pass that the Cardinals opened the season with against the Redskins. That went to Mr. Anderson. He fumbled, and the Redskins ended up getting a touchdown out of it. I think they better put this in the round file. That doesn't seem to work too well for him. Took his eyes off of it.
2nd down and 20 yards to go for the Cardinals. Ball is at the Redskin 40. Tom Brahaney comes over the ball as Mike Lloyd. In his first NFL start, comes up at quarterback. Belgray in motion across. Wayne Morris. He's at the 36-yard line. He picked up 4 where it'll be 3rd and 6. Mel Gray, by the way, has caught passes in 104 consecutive games. He has not yet caught one today. Last week he caught one on the last play of the game.
Well, they went right down to the last play. I talked to Mike Lloyd about that, and he was interested in trying to get him a ball early in the game, but so far he has yet to complete a pass. He's 0 for 5.
Most of you will be seeing Philadelphia and Dallas following completion of this game. Otis Anderson, Theodis Brown are the setbacks. Lloyd steps up. Has no place to go, and there's a penalty marker thrown. Linesman flew that one in. I think it's a face mask. Lloyd is inquiring.
It's another break for the Redskins. They'll give them an automatic first down.
It is a face mask.
Monty Coleman doesn't seem too happy with the call.
Dan Deerdorf stepping up to...
Wait a minute, Dan. There's not going to be any discussion whether or not they take the penalty, is there?
Personal foul. First mask.
Very clear.
Let's take a look at it and see it. In fact, Monty Coleman was guilty. Gets blocked first. Stammen going back to the pocket. It was Coleman making a play. He was the only one in on the tackle.
First and 10 at the 35. Cardinals in Redskin territory. Lloyd is sacked. Was he ever by Coleman? Coleman running a straight route to the quarterback.
Well, he made up for the holding call. He comes right back and throws him for a loss. Looks like he hurt his arm, but he really comes on a quick blitz this time from the behind the quarterback, the worst place that you can be hit as a quarterback. I think he does feel him right at the last second because he tucks the ball away.
2nd and 19 at the 44-yard line. 1 minute, 12 seconds left to play in the quarter.
New England got a field goal from John Smith with 54 seconds left in the first quarter. They trail 10-3 now.
Among the many ramifications of that game is the only way that Pittsburgh can possibly get in the playoffs is for New Orleans to beat New England. They're leading right now. Otis Anderson jitterbugging his way to the 38-yard line.
That was an example right there of what I was talking about earlier, how quickly that man can change directions. He went in about 5 different directions in about 10 yards. See him, he starts up on the draw play again. Lets it go inside, jumps outside, going left again, stops again, goes back the other way.
In the first meeting of these two teams, Anderson was held to just 43 yards on 17 carries. 3rd and 13 at the 37. Theodis Brown's in that backfield now, along with Anderson. Lloyd steps up, evades tacklers, and gets inside the 35-yard line. It'll be a 4th down coming up.
Mike Lloyd is seeing the rushman coming at him now instead of his receivers. Redskins doing a good job confusing him, giving him a different look each time he goes back to throw the ball, and that's why he does not have a completion yet.
And so time has run out in the quarter. And here in St. Louis, that's the end of the first quarter with the score, Washington Redskins nothing and the St. Louis Cardinals nothing.
We're gonna keep moving on today.
We can't afford to hesitate. Come on along, participate. Conserving energy every day. Alcoa and aluminum know the way. We can't wait.
We're doing it now.
We can't wait.
We'll show you how.
Alcoa can't wait.
We can't wait for tomorrow.
I love this house. It was like an orphan when we adopted it.
Now it's adopted us. 11 months ago, my husband died suddenly. It was an awful shock, but it would have been so much worse if we'd had to move. Thank goodness we bought mortgage life insurance from Nationwide when we insured our home.
Mortgage life insurance. It's part of Nationwide's blanket protection for your family.
Nationwide is on your side.
Next Saturday, see world and Olympic champions shine on ice. And it's all the thrills of Hall of Fame Rodeo, all next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Sonny Jurgensen here in St. Louis. Fourth down, and so Suarez in to punt. He's punted twice and averaged 32 yards. Helms is back to field and standing on the 10-yard line for the Washington Redskins. No score as we start the second quarter. Angles to the corner, but goes into the end zone, across the end line. Touchback, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Washington Redskins.
He didn't cut off quite enough corner that time. He was disappointed in himself coming off the field that time. The fact that he hit the ball into the end zone, I'm sure he'd like to have backed him up a little deeper.
So the Washington Redskins will start, and they will have it 1st and 10. They will have it at their own 20-yard line, and there is no score.
To Subaru, an economy car is only economical if it stands up year after year. Spending less at the pump is no bargain if you start spending more at the garage. And a study of Subaru owners, Road and Track magazine said, quote, one of the most trouble-free cars we've surveyed. That makes Subaru the economy car it pays to hold on to. Year after year after year. Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
So long, fellas. Hey, Jim, how you doing? I'm hot, cold, thirsty. Call me a cab. 10 minutes, I'll have you back at the lodge. I can't make it. 10 minutes, I'll have you back at the lodge drinking a Lowenbrow. I can make it.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Where would I be without you guys?
Probably still out there in the snow somewhere.
Wait till you see how good you can be with Minolta XG1.
Hey, you want to see some terrific pictures?
Depend on the automatic Minolta XG1 to give you clear, sharp pictures. It does the work. You take the credit.
Yeah, hey, do you want to see some terrific pictures? No. Yeah, look. That's lovely.
For a limited time, get an XG1 and get a $25 rebate from Minolta. See your dealer now for details.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way. And by Lowenbrow. When it's time for the taste of a truly great beer, let it be Lowenbrow.
If you happen to be on the sunny side of this stadium today, you're fortunate. The temperature is still 21 degrees. 1st and 10 for the Redskins at their 20. Quick pitch, and Hammond comes outside. 25, 30, 35. Stopped at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10.
Boy, a good play that time and a good block. Got George Stark pulling out, leading the play. A quick pitch. Watch number 74 in front of Bobby Hammond. Bobby sets the block up perfectly, cuts back in, breaks the tackle of McIntyre, and almost breaks it all the way. Kenny Green comes in, finally makes a play.
They spotted the 36-yard line. You look from behind the quarterback as backs deploy out of the I formation. Eddie Hardeman's in there, the running back now. Bobby Hammond scoots up to the 44-yard line.
Boy, with his quickness, this has got to be a good field for him. The AstroTurf field. Everybody's a little slow and cold today. Bobby Hammond looks very quick out there.
We have not seen Wilbur Jackson, leading ground gainer this year for the Washington Redskins. Coming into the game, Jackson rushed for 706 yards, average 4.1. Heading back to the eye, that's Hardeman. The up back, and that is Hammond in motion outside right. Basman rolling. It's Monk, Art Monk.
Art Monk, the #1 draft pick of the Redskins, 53 passes going into this game. This just broke Charlie Taylor's rookie record, his 54th reception, and what a smart thing he does on this reception by coming back to meet the football. The pass would not have been complete, and Charlie Taylor, he just goes by.
Charlie Taylor set his record in 1964. First down and 10 yards to go at the 42-yard line. And it's complete. Taken by Ken Harrison, 89.
Harrison getting a lot of work. They ran a little simple drag pattern from the slot formation. They had single coverage. The man covering him got screened off. Joe very quickly throws the ball out to him, gets a completion. See, Allen was trailing that play then. Carl Allen, number 27. The reason was an outside receiver had screened him off.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line. The Redskins driving here in the second quarter. Allen in motion to the outside. Harmon with the ball. Tries a counter and gets inside the 25-yard line.
They ran a sprint draw that time coming out. They had a lot of success with that play to Harmon. Taking a look at what Theismann's done so far, he's 6 out of 8. When Lloyd is still looking for his first completion.
Second down and 5 yards to go. Theismann brings him up. Theismann. Whistle. Art Monk. He gathered it in, but it's no catch and no play because the whistle stops play. I think it was an umpire's flag.
Well, it was a very quick whistle, too.
Procedure penalty against the Washington Redskins would be 5 yards.
When they had a good play call, too. They had a go pattern. That was to Art Monk. He actually made the reception for the touchdown, but the whistle had already blown.
Left side of the offensive line. Repeat the ground.
False start.
I think the NFL is going to work on that microphone to the referees.
It's NFL equipment provided the officials. Second down and 10 yards to go with the ball at the 30-yard line.
23, 385.
Hammond on a quick opener, and he gets through to the 17-yard line before Ken Stone brings him down.
Well, they trapped up the middle that time. Ron Saul, the left guard, makes an excellent block this time to spring him up the middle. You see Saul coming across, cutting back up, leading the play, and making the block right there to free him. And a good piece of running by Bobby Hammond up inside.
Hammond has carried 10 times for 60 yards here this afternoon. Redskins first and 10 at the 17-yard line of the card. Redskins are driving here in the second quarter. Harmon and Hammond are the running backs. Lead out to the left back to Warren, the tight end. Carries on down to the 5-yard line with Ken Green hanging on.
That was the same pass they threw earlier to Kenny Harrison. This time they do it with the tight end. Same type of throw, the little quick out to the inside receiver, and you see Joe just sets up very quickly and throws the ball. And Kenny Green had no help over there until very late. Arneson comes over.
First down and goal to go at the 5-yard line. Buddy Hardiman comes into the ball game. Clarence Harmon comes out. Hammond in the left set, Hardiman in the right set. Incomplete, deflected. It was Stafford Mays who got a big hand on the ball, number 76.
One of the favorite patterns of the Redskins, down close to the goal line, throwing to the backs, coming out of the backfield. Same type of pass they scored on last week to beat the Giants. You see him coming directly away, coming into the picture here, and you saw Stafford Mays get up and knock the ball down.
Second down and goal to go at the 5-yard line.
May have saved him a touchdown then.
Harmon's back in the ball game. Stopped short of the goal line. Just short of the goal line. That short of the goal line.
He actually got hit from behind that knocked him toward the goal line that time.
Exactly.
Take a look at it as he's coming toward us. Jeff Williams pulling out. Good blocking, cuts back inside. And once you hit, he takes him behind to push him toward the goal line.
3rd down and goal to go. Harmon's in the right set. Hammond is in the left set. Harmon, touchdown. So the Redskins have scored with 9 minutes, 50 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. They've gone ahead 6-0 and have a conversion attempt coming.
You see the way they lined up for this touchdown run. They go to the strength of the offense, back to that left side, and just wedged it in there. Everybody taking a man on, wedging him out. Harmon sneaks in for the touchdown.
Mosley is in to attempt the conversion. Theismann holding for him and points after. Mosley is 23 of 26 for the year. Mark Mosley's kick is good. And the Washington Redskins have gone out in front of the St. Louis Cardinals by a score of 7-0 with 9 minutes, 50 seconds remaining to be played in the first half in St. Louis, Missouri.
This is what the experts said about Subaru front-wheel drive cars in 1980. A structural package bristling with near Mercedes solidity, car and driver. Many similarities to BMW, both inside and out. Popular science. Reliable, inexpensive to maintain, road and track. And in our opinion, Subaru for 81 is even better. Subaru, inexpensive, and built to stay that way.
I'm not very good at this, but here.
It's the thrill that you feel when your dreams become real. It's the look in her eyes when she's caught by surprise. Like the moment you met that you'll never forget.
Christmas is over.
When you give diamonds, you get so much in return.
Oh, honey. Make the magic last forever.
The scoring drive of the Washington Redskins, who now will kick off. Mark Mosley will tee it up on the 35-yard line. St. Louis Cardinals have deployed to receive it.
Cardinals hope to stay in this football game. They're going to have to get something going offensively. They had some breaks with the turnover by Theismann earlier. Did not take advantage of it. Now they trail in the football game.
Willard Harrell and Theodis Brown. It's off back deep. Here comes Mosley. Harrell is waiting at the 15-yard line. Harrell at the 20, 25, 30. And he stepped out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So the Cards start 1st and 10 at the 34. Along about this time of year, of course, owners say that the bottom line is the record of the team. And I know, Sonny, that in Washington, D.C., in the press this week, there was all sorts of conjecture and talk about the position of Jack Pardee with regard to next year.
I don't think anybody really knows except the owner, Jack Kent Cook, what the decision will be. Everybody has been a lot of speculation about what Jack's position is with the team, and I guess he'll find out sometime after Christmas.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Anderson skating here, skating there. Stopped at the 36-yard line. Paul Smith. That's Jack Pardee along the sideline. Joe Walden with his cap turned around.
With all the speculation going on, it's been very difficult for the Redskins to prepare for the games they've had to play, and I'm sure that Jack would like to finish winning the last 3 football games.
Came in here having won 2 in a row, and it is now 2nd down and 9 at the 36. Theodis Brown, along with Otis Anderson in the backfield now for the St. Louis Cardinals. Mike Lloyd, the quarterback. That's Anderson. Thrown for a loss back at the 33-yard line by Brad Dusick.
You can see something they've done now. They've gone back and just started running the football because Lloyd's been unable to to penetrate the secondary of the Redskins, and if they do this, they're going to end up going 3 downs and punting each time.
Jim Hannafin completing his first year as head coach of the St. Louis Cardinals, who had a record last year for the season of 5-11.
Well, this is his first year, and after their first loss, he said, I guarantee you they won't be 5-11 next year, or this season.
Because he said they're going to be better coached. Boy.
And look who's there making the play, Kenny Houston.
Kenny Houston, 27, getting a handshake here and a handshake there.
Well, he didn't get to play last week. He was supposed to play some. He did not get an opportunity to get in the game. Here he comes on a safety blitz. They blitz a lot from the nickel defense. Nobody blocks him. He comes in and gets a sack.
So now the Cardinals going to punt formation. Sliders back to punt. He's kicked 3 times and averaged 33 yards, and Nelms has dropped back standing at 30. Mike Nelms waiting for the Washington Redskins. Sliders kick. Nelms at the 44 penalty marker, and he's at the 46. Now a marker to be checked out.
The flag was actually thrown before the reception was made.
McIntyre made the tackle. The report is made now to referee McCarter.
They're having a little discussion there. What do you think?
Personal foul indicated against the Cardinals. So now it is explained to the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, Jim Ross of the back judge was the man that made the call and explained it to the referee, Gordon McCarter. Come on, Gordon, get your microphone fixed.
Well, it's declined. They're going to take the ball where it is, and that microphone needs about another pint of antifreeze, I think.
I tell you what, he's making it difficult for us to understand what's going on in the game.
First and 10. At the 46-yard line, when play is resumed, the Redskins are leading it by a score of 7-0.
How does one become a member of the U.S. ski team? First, you have to be great on hills. Then you need the endurance to overcome tough obstacles cross-country. Finally, you have to earn your right to be called a champion. And then, and only then, will you be accepted to the United States ski team, like the Subaru four-wheel drive wagon, official car of the U.S. ski team.
Here's another Radio Shack Christmas gift collection. 14 exciting new electronic games priced from $12.95 to $39.95. Fast action games with electronic sound effects. There's football, basketball, baseball, golf, shooting gallery, and more. Challenging entertainment for kids 6 to 60. Play alone or with a friend for hours of fascinating fun. The big electronic game assortment, available only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
Tuesday on The White Shadow.
You guys are going to help me run a clinic.
But Coach Reeves falls in love.
What's not to like? She's bright. She's a nun.
Tuesday night.